The TV was on, and I happened to see this breaking news story about a wreck, and I said to myself, whoever was in that wreck, they didn't make it.
Gary and Yvonne McKay heard on the news that one person had died and another was critically injured in an accident near their home. What they didn't know was that one of them was their 22-year-old son, Michael.
Michael was a kid that had a lot of goals, a lot of drive. He started playing football at age 6. He was a sweet little kid, never gave me any problems. He loved God, and he was a Christian.
Michael McKay was a model student and athlete, a star quarterback at Campbell High School in Georgia and later at Gardner-Webb University. Michael had a tryout scheduled with a professional football team in the fall of 2000. That summer, he took a job delivering auto parts.
He had an opportunity to go play arena ball, and he was 1 week away.
Michael was on top of the world, but everything changed the morning of September 9th, 2000. Michael was sitting at a red light when a BMW traveling at nearly 100 miles an hour hydroplaned and hit him head-on. Michael's delivery truck flipped over 5 times and landed on top of another car. He was then rushed to Cobb General Hospital in Atlanta.
Michael had bilateral orbital fractures around his eyes, nasal fracture, jaw fracture. He had liver problems from contusion of his liver, required a gastrostomy tube, a tracheostomy. He was on mechanical ventilation for a while.
The hospital staff called Yvonne to let her know, but failed to convey exactly how dire the situation was.
When I got there, one of the ladies that worked with Michael told me, you can't pick him up because they're working on him. And I said, what do you mean they are working on him? And she said, you don't know? And I said, no, I do not know. And one of the other nurses said, well, that he may not make it.
Several hours later, she was finally allowed to see her son.
That was the longest hallway that I ever could have walked. And he was just laying there, the facial swelling. And I'm thinking, what's gonna happen to my baby?
Michael had bleeding and hemorrhage down into his basal ganglia, which is well down into the center of the brain. Many people who have this severe an injury do not recover.
I was asking God to put him back because it was just like Humpty Dumpty. And that's what I was asking, to help put him back to where he was, or close to where he was.
Yvonne called her pastor and family and friends, who set up a prayer chain that spread across several states.
The classmates from Pee Wee Ball, high school, college people, the neighbors, my friends, and he had 300 of his friends and students and classmates to show up. They even thought that he was a celebrity at one point. So all of my friends, we had this network of prayer people just praying constantly to keep him here.
While his mother continued to pray at the foot of her son's bed, Michael slipped into a coma.
They tried to convince me to let him go, and I kept telling them, no, he wasn't going. They didn't know who I know. I had the faith he wasn't going. At one point, the doctor came in and looked at him and said, well, Michael's in there somewhere.
The family and friends continued their prayer vigil around the clock. Then one day, Michael's eyes fluttered open.
To me, that was one of the signs that he was going to make it.
As I was coming out of the coma, it was really a big state of confusion, because I asked my family, I was like, how did I get here in this hospital? What am I doing here? Because I didn't realize I had been in an accident.
Although it was a positive sign, Michael still had a long way to go.
I went through 5.5 years of rehab and 3 years of physical therapy.
It was just like having a child again. They had to hoist him out the bed because his total left side was paralyzed. I would put a pen or pencil in his hand to help him to rewrite alphabets and numbers.
Today, Michael is about 95% recovered from his accident and has very few limitations. He's coaching middle school football and eventually hopes to pursue a career in broadcasting.
To purify gold and silver, you have to put it under a flame and burn the impurities out. And I feel that was God's time of putting me under the flame, burning those impurities out of me. But while you're going through it, He's maturing you.
Rather than questioning God or being bitter about his experience, Michael is grateful to be alive and healthy again and says his faith is now stronger than ever.
Jesus, He really is my everything, and I pray every night that people don't see me, that I'm a reflection of Him, and that He shines through me.
I have seen a number of cases as severe as his, but certainly none that have done any better than he has done. He's done remarkably well.
Perfect. Yes!
As much as we could give him, we did, but there were other forces that I can't explain scientifically that took care of Michael.
Michael and his family believe it's no mystery. It's a testament to the power of prayer.
You can never get prayed for enough, because another cool aspect I love about Jesus, He says you can come to Him at any time, any day, at all times. He listens to prayers and answers them according to His will. So that's a beautiful thing, to know that I'm in His will for me to be able to recover as I did. I don't care what any naysayers might think, prayer works.